Haley Meyer. She's arrived in Amory, Mississippi. Haley, as far as the damage that you've seen, we know it's catastrophic. Have you spoken with anybody? What are you hearing on the ground this afternoon there?
I've spoken with numerous residents, and thankfully everyone seemed to be able to get safe, especially in the community that I'm at now. There was a tornado shelter just 2 blocks down the road. Most people were able to get there in enough time. So as of here in this neighborhood specifically, no injuries or catastrophes reported. However, there is quite extensive damage. Just behind me, you see a mobile home was absolutely leveled. Just to get a bit of a perspective on what once was here, you can see the porch to the entrance of this mobile home. Over here, it was originally horizontal, but now the frame of this entire mobile home is vertical. You can see rubble everywhere, as well as insulation scattered throughout not only the roads, but in trees. We also spoke to a resident that was just across the street from this home. He said that the bathtub from this property flew over his house and landed in his backyard. And just right across the road, we have yet another double-wide mobile home that was twisted and almost upside down. Thankfully, the resident there was able to get to a family's house, so everyone was safe. And just farther up to my north, we have a local business that was completely flooded, and we did have a tree fall on that business as well. But instead of focusing on themselves, they're using the leftover meats and everything that they have from their barbecue to then give back to the community and to the first responders. So overall, this is very much a very catastrophic situation, but the residents are making the most out of it, and they are coming together as a community to rebuild right now and try and come back from it as best that they possibly can.
And Haley, when it comes to this type of damage, it's among some of the worst damage that you see with these tornadoes. I mean, we're talking winds perhaps that were greater than 140 miles an hour. I mean, we'll let the survey crews assess that damage, but homes are toothpicks. We're looking out of Rolling Fork too, some of the images there. Amy was just speaking to someone there. Behind him, I couldn't help but notice the water tower, which was bent over, and it just folded down like it was nothing. I mean, there's no match to these winds. You're based in Starkville, so you went north. North of you is ultimately Amory. I'm interested to know, as you were heading into town, was there a moment where you saw and knew, yeah, this is exactly where the tornado came through? Because a lot of times that's what occurs as you work into these communities. Suddenly you see the not damage, the devastation.
Definitely. When we first started on that road into the area, we could see some power lines starting to topple over, and then ever so surely it just got worse and worse, turning into barns, having their roofs collapsed, and then eventually when we got into town, trees completely slicing into homes. Just farther off to our north, a few blocks down, a sawmill completely destroyed, and those are big metal buildings completely twisted, and that just goes to show the sheer power that this tornado had and the winds that it caused. I mean, right over here to my right, you can see that there is some metal curved around a power line, and that's just going to show just the strength of the winds that came through this area and right through this neighborhood and downtown Amory.
It's incredible just to see, and I'm sorry that this is perhaps not the first sort of damage that you've covered, but it will be the type that sticks with you, Haley. It's devastating, and the cleanup, it's immense, and that work, it takes more than just a community. Appreciate the update. We'll be, of course, checking in as the cleanup begins. It's early on in this process. Haley Meyer there with the Mississippi State University multimedia reporter. Appreciate your assistance here on Fox Weather.